Are you a fixer? Completely exhausted and worn out by all you do for people? Or even maybe really angry because you're giving all this great advice and nobody's listening? Or the second, maybe some people feel you're controlling because everything out of your mouth is, telling somebody a different way they could do things. Well, being a fixer, while on the surface is very kind, the thought is, look, I just want to help. Unfortunately, what's behind the fixer mentality is tremendous pain and hurt. And so whether they recognize it consciously or not, a fixer is focusing on their friends and family, and we in our society is like, oh my God, they're so giving, they're so caring, they're always trying to help people. Well, it's actually a diversion. They're trying to avoid their own pain and helping themselves. And so they make everyone else the focus and try and fix their problems. And so the reason this topic came up, there's someone in the university and she recognized this struggle. And so I gave her a couple hints, and as I thought about it, I was like, this would make a great video, because I know there are tons of people out there who just struggle. Like, they even sense it inside, man, I've got to stop this fixing, but I don't know how. Well, the first thing to recognize is you're doing that to avoid your own pain. Because look at what a great defense mechanism it is. If I can focus on fixing you, I don't have to focus on fixing me, right? I'm too exhausted because I care too much about your problems than my own. And so it's a wonderful defense mechanism. So I want to give you 3 things that can help you start moving through that. And the first step is to stop the fixing, and then you can slowly turn towards yourself and start loving on you. And I don't want to say fixing yourself, but healing yourself is better, and giving yourself permission that it's okay to make yourself the focus. All right? But to do that, we have to stop the first part, which is making everyone else the focus. So the first thing to do is when people discuss their issues or you see a struggle with somebody is, instead of getting into fix-it mode and telling them what they should do, empathize. Just start there with, oh my God, that must be really scary what you're going through. That must be really, frightening, angry. In other words, when a fixer will listen to somebody talk and they'll instantly be thinking of the solution, pause from that. Back off. Stop considering the details, the facts, and listen for the emotion. And then just identify with the emotion, okay? Now, here's how you start communicating to stop the fixing, because then normally a fixer goes, well, you should do this, and da-da-da-da, and they're going to give the correct information, and let's face it, many times they're right, but it's killing them and their friendships and their connections. And so instead, just share your experience, strength, and hope. So instead of, well, you should do this, try this instead. When I was in that place, what I found what worked best for me was A, B, C. Do you hear the difference? Instead of going, well, you shouldn't let them do that. That's just terrible. You don't even deserve that. It switches to, well, I know for me in my life experience, when I was in that same situation, what I discovered about myself was this, and what I discovered the solution was this. Not sure if that'll help you, but that's what worked for me. Do you see the difference there? You're sharing your experience, strength, and hope, and that's a slight window into getting vulnerable with yourself. Instead of avoiding yourself and telling them what to do, you can start to share yourself. But you're also giving great, valuable information that could help them. You're still offering the chance for fixing, but not using it in the avoidance. Now, the final aspect of this is when someone close to you brings it up is turn everything into a question. This will really help you stay out of fix-it mode. So when you find yourself wanting to give the answer, well, you shouldn't do that. You should call your mother right now. It's, well, what other options do you think you can come up with? What do you think might be the best way to handle this? Do you see how instead of telling them what to do, you turn that direction of call your mother into what are the options? And so they go, well, I should call my dad and call my brother. Okay. Can you think of anyone else you might want to call? Because you're sitting in your head going, you've got to call your mom, right? Don't say it. Keep asking questions. Turn everything into a question. And so when you're really in fix-it mode and you really want to tell somebody what to do, pause. Ask yourself, how can I turn this into a question? And you'll see right away. And I guarantee you this, you're going to feel incredible afterwards. You're going to feel much lighter. You're going to feel much more connected to yourself, much more connected to the person, much safer. Your life is going to get so much better. So give that a shot, all right? Those 3 tips. The first one, remember, is to empathize. Instead of jumping into telling them what to do, just empathize. Ignore the facts. Listen for the feelings. The second, share your experience, strength, and hope. And then the third, every time you want to give direction and be a fixer, turn those thoughts, switch it around and go, how can I turn this into a question? That will help you start navigating away from avoiding your own feelings and your own struggles. Give them, it'll create better connection, and eventually you'll build up the ability to be more vulnerable with yourself and deal with the pain that you're experiencing. So let me know how that works out for you. I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye-bye.